If you're here, it is probably because you don't only want to know if it's possible to recover from an affair, you want to know how. So in this video, I want to talk you through my affair recovery protocol called the Marriage Reconstruction Framework. I'm going to give you the 3 phases that we go through and that you would go through, and how you're going to navigate through each phase, what to expect in each phase, and then what happens at the end. Before we go into it though, I want you to absolutely know that infidelity does not have to automatically mean it is the end of your marriage. Let me say it again. Infidelity does not have to automatically mean it's the end of your marriage. There is more than hope. But what we don't want to do is have you just throwing mud at the wall and keeping your fingers crossed with absolute desperation that something is going to work. Let's take the opportunity to actually navigate this in a way that in the end, you end up with a marriage that is stronger than before the affair. And that is what is available to you. But let me also say this to you at this stage. If your desire is to go back to normal, go back to the old marriage, then that's not what's going to happen here, because it is your old marriage that got you to this phase. What my program is about is reconstruction, the active and intentional creation of a new marriage, a brand new marriage where both of you can feel so fulfilled and so happy. And one day look back like my husband and I and actually say, yeah, we can look back with gratitude, because it was from that crisis that we were able to create this wonderful thing. Now, I'm not trying to romanticize infidelity, absolutely not. But I do firmly believe, just like Albert Einstein said, that in every crisis there is opportunity. Now let's get into it. After the discovery of infidelity, a few things will be happening. There'll be lots of shock on both sides, the rupture of the relationship, nervous system in chaos, a lot of internal chaos in the mind and in the body, a lot of confusion and fear. 1 minute the betrayed partner wants to leave, and the next minute they're clinging on, and then we're going back and forth like that. Guilt and overwhelm and fear of the realization of what they have created and caused, seeing their partner in such devastation and pain, and it really hitting them that they were the person that created that. We've got the betrayed partner asking questions obsessively, and the betrayer just being so desperate that things could just go back to normal. That's probably where you are right now. So I'm going to give you the Marriage Reconstruction Framework that will not only help you understand each phase, but will hopefully help you to navigate through them successfully. But you have to be aware that each phase has its own look. It feels different. You have to behave differently, or you will be behaving differently within each of these phases, and they require different responses, actions, choices, and levels of communication. So let me break down the 3 phases within the Marriage Reconstruction Framework. Phase 1 is stabilization. Phase 2 is meaning and connection. And stage 3 is the reconstruction and marriage by design. Phase 1, stabilization. Now, this can feel like the hardest phase. This is the phase where we've literally just found out about the infidelity. All this information is coming out. It's hit your partner like a ton of bricks. It feels like the world has ended, and there is confusion, there is fear, there is blame, there is a lot of anger, there is hurt. It almost feels like time stops in this phase. And that's because it's like the life force of your very existence in this marriage has been drained away. What is true? What is false? We've got the betraying partner, or the betrayer, flooded with guilt, absolutely aware of the devastation that is caused or has been caused, and terrified that they're never going to be able to resuscitate and bring life back into this marriage. And then you've got the partner that's been betrayed, who is questioning everything they ever thought they knew about their partner, their lives together, even themselves. It's a very destabilizing place. All the communication will be quite negative, and it's very much about questioning the what, the detail, what happened, when did it happen, how often did it happen? Give me the detail. On top of that, the nervous system of the betrayed partner will be completely out of whack, in high alert. So we're going to be in that fight, flight, or freeze state with very, very heightened emotions. And so it's in this phase that I absolutely do not want you to make any decisions. Wrong phase to do that. I also don't want you to rush out and tell so many people and get everybody involved at this phase. What we want to do is try and contain and aim for stabilization. Can we come off that emotional mountain a little bit? Can we contain this within us for a moment? Let's not bring in too much noise. And for the betrayer, what we want to establish is that affair has ended absolutely and completely. We want to have complete openness and transparency. We want to be moving into RRA, remorse, responsibility, and accountability. And we want to be focusing on stabilizing the emotions of the betrayed partner. This isn't the time, if you're the betrayer, this isn't the time to ask, what do you want? What do you want to do? They don't know what they want to do right now. And you asking that question is almost like you're putting this weight of the relationship and the life of the relationship and what happens next on them, on the broken partner, right? They don't need those questions from you right now. What they need from you is for you to absolutely guarantee them that this thing is over, for you to start to operate with transparency, and also to be dealing with them with compassion, with patience, and with empathy. So this phase is not about solutions. It's not trying to fix anything. We're not trying to look at what led me down this path. What we're looking at is safety, 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 safety over solution, stabilization over solution. Now, if you can get past that phase, then you're in really good standing, because the next phase moves you into meaning and connection. And this is where the partner, the betrayed partner, starts to shift their questioning. They've come off that emotional mountain. It still hurts. It's still devastating. There's still a lot going on, but it's not at the peak. And now they're starting to want understanding. Now they're starting to ask questions like, but why did you go and do this? And why was you willing to risk this marriage? Where do I fit in this? What does this mean for us? What does it mean about how you feel about me? Where does love and commitment fit in all of this? Right? They're the questions that they start to ask now. Less about the detail, more about the meaning. And you've been able, hopefully, to now come off the emotional mountain enough and build a slither of connection, just enough that you could start to have these conversations. Are they easy conversations? Absolutely not. If you're expecting your partner to completely understand what you mean and what was going on, it's a wrong expectation, but at least they're open to talking about it, and they're still asking you questions. They're still in the game. And so what needs to happen in this phase is what I call the healing together, because we are still very much on that healing. In fact, we're